he chose that point in time to bring that up, and that was his choice, and I can take that, and I'm always going to hold myself accountable. I already knew, I let the team down at that point in the year, so I just felt like, maybe at that point in time, like right after we lost and didn't make the playoffs, it was kind of like rubbing salt in the wound, like, kind of digging at me.
What makes you want to tell that part of the story?
Just because it's part of the story. It's part of my career, and that's a moment in time where there's no really reason to ignore it. That's his philosophy on baseball and how to improve and how to get better. It's just a different philosophy than mine, and it's okay to disagree, and that's his way and I have my way. He disagrees with my way, and I disagree with his way, and it's okay.
You play for home in two different times, Lamigo, and was he any different between his Lamigo time and his Fubon time?
I would say we didn't do as much running when I was with Lamigo.
Did you show up?
Maybe I should, yeah. Even in 13, we didn't do that much running. So I think for whatever reason, like, I don't know why, but it seemed way more extreme in 2020 than I remembered in 2012 and 2013.
That meeting in the end of season, whatever Hong say to you, is that something that you really like? Was there something that you really like that's kept within your mind for a long time? Is that that make you want to kind of tell that story too?
I mean, again, it's just part of the story, and it's something that he chose that point in time to bring that up, and that was his choice, and I can take that, and I'm always going to hold myself accountable. I already knew, I let the team down at that point in the year, because if you can probably go back to interviews during that time where I wasn't pitching well, and I admittedly would say I need to be better. So I just felt like, maybe at that point in time, like right after we lost and didn't make the playoffs, it was kind of like rubbing salt in the wound, like, kind of digging at me.
Talk about Coach Ye. You mentioned in the book that he put play in the right spot, and he's a really good manager. So was there any conversation or anything that he did that you remember that's very memorable?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think he does a really good job of putting players in situations to succeed, and I think that's a really important characteristic for a manager, right? Putting players in positions to be successful, and so I just remember, him always, not all, I shouldn't say always, but coming up to me and just asking me how I'm feeling, hey, you're scheduled to pitch Friday. Like, is that like you're getting 4 or 5 days rest, 6 days rest? Is that good for you? Like, is that a good spot for you to be in? How's your body? Like, just checking in physically, mentally, making sure that I was going to be, at my best on the day that I'm pitching. And so I thought he just did a really good job of that.
Obviously, in the books, you talk about all your catchers, including Quinson. But when you're still in the league, people have heard their rumor that you didn't like to pitch to him as much as you like to throw to other guys. Can you just tell us what kind of catcher, how Quinson is as a catcher?
I mean, I did enjoy throwing to YY. he had a style of calling games that sometimes just wasn't my style, which is totally fine. You know, a catcher has his own feelings of how a game should be called, and sometimes it just wasn't what I was looking for at that time. But you know, we had plenty of really good games together too. So you know, that's really about it. You know, I had some catchers that, you know, excuse me, that I got more of like on the same page with sometimes, but I got on really good pages with YY at various points in my career as well.
You call Payphone one of the better catcher in the league right now, but obviously you worked with him when he was a rookie. How did you guys click right away when he was a rookie, or is there like a growing process?
I think we clicked kind of right away. You know, I remember telling him, you know, I think it was 2019 was his rookie season, right? Pretty much. Because I knew when we drafted him, you know, he was regarded as a very, you know, intelligent catcher. And so I remember just telling him, hey, I want you to call the game, you know, with your instincts. You know, don't call a game because you think, oh, Mike wants a Hoku right here. No, I want you to call the game because you think this is the best pitch on this pitch. And if I don't like it, I'll shake. You know, I'll go to a pitch that I want to throw. And I think, you know, building that trust with him and encouraging him to trust himself was a way that we just started kind of clicking really well together, like very quickly.
Was there any moment where you kind of look at Payphone and go, oh, you kind of look at Payphone and go, he's finally grown into a really good catcher?
Well, I mean, I think he's always had like a really good skill set as a catcher. You know, I always thought he did a really nice job receiving the ball, did a really nice job blocking the ball, you know, because I would throw a lot of balls in the dirt and he did a really nice job blocking. And he's always had a strong arm. You know, I think, you know, in the past year or so, you know, his hitting has really come alive, and I think that's where he's kind of become like a more complete player, where I think defensively was always, you know, very like a strong point for him.